Hello, everybody. There we go. So hopefully the audio's in here. There we go. Yes. Awesome. So weird without the lipstick on. Usually I have more lipstick. Let's see. Coca-Cola. My true addiction. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Hopefully I can see the chat from here. I might need my glasses. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing? I'm just gonna hang out for a little bit, just so we can let some people roll in, get some comments going down below, get some a little bit going on. So this is Real Talk with Miss Sparkle. I am Gigi Sparkle, the goddess of happiness from the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, currently in Southern California, where it's about to rain. um, so the news says we're gonna have about 100 feet of snow, but I'm guessing that's in all of Southern California and together combined, definitely not in one area or one city, one town, but still, still a lot of snow, and we're not used to that much snow. So this is going to be a big winter storm. One chunk of it is the harder part. It's just going to be going over the Los Angeles region, and then there's a larger, broader part which covers the rest of LA, Orange County, um, LA and Orange County. And it's just going to flow through, heading eastward. So hopefully you guys can get comfortable because the East Coast is going to get hit pretty hard um, with this. And right now, weather's beautiful right now, not too bad. A good, probably say, it's like low 60s. It's not bad. So hello everybody, welcome. So here on my lives, I do focus on positivity, education, and coping skills, dealing with traumatic events, relationship PTSD type of situations. So today we're going to be talking about manipulation and coercion tactics, um, finding better solutions on how to deal with those situations, how to spot the gaslighting, and things of that nature. Hi, Victor. Welcome. Cool. I can't see. I was curious if I could see from this far away because I'm on the cell phone and the chat is really tiny from this far away. Um, I so wish I had my laptop. Uh, I could probably use the tablet. I didn't even think of that. Let me see if I can see the chat better from here. I do have my notes for manipulation and coercion, so we'll go over that though. Once the chat gets going along. How's it going? I'm in the Southern California. We're currently waiting for a huge winter storm to come in that's supposed to drop 100 feet of snow. I don't understand that. That's a lot of snow. That's just a lot of snow for our region. It's ridiculous. It's about to get really cold. It's about to get really cold. I'm not looking forward to that, but so heads up for you guys on the East Coast. This will fly over, and generally it starts to head northern, so more of the north central states will get hit from the storms that hit here in LA. So yeah, hopefully you guys will be safe. It's gonna be quite quite brutal. um, how's everyone doing today? Welcome. So if you guys have this is going to be a lot of your guys' first interaction with me because I haven't been doing YouTube lives very regularly. I've been just posting videos on YouTube. So now, since the whole TikTok debacle, I've been pushing more content for YouTube, and so I do a lot of focusing on positivity, um, spreading kindness, positive, ways to deal with situations, ways to deal with narcissists, um, because I've lived with narcissists my entire life, and finally understanding that and getting the therapy to help and watching a lot of videos and studying and getting an idea of my personality type in relationship to those personality types, um, getting a fairly well understanding. Honest question, not to be offensive. Are you trans? Yes, that is a correct assumption. I am transgender. Um, and my videos showcase my journey, like my thought processes, where I've been. But I am not afraid to talk about that here either. It's just it's generally not the main source of my topic for my live shows. But um, I am an open book. I have nothing to hide, so I am very open to conversations. Since it is called, this is what's why I have it called Real Talk. And this also fits in line with manipulation and coercion when you're dealing with people who don't understand um, the trans community, or on the other side where they're trying to say, we're um, I don't know the word. Um, I don't even know the word, but where they're trying to say you're trying to indoctrinate younger generations into it. So, so it does fit along with that manipulation, coercion tactics. Hi, hello, Monica. Oh, wait, we're doing. Okay, I do need to bring this up closer. Janaya? Did I get that correct? Janaya? Make sure you get the pronunciation correct first. No, extremely important, extremely important. Having understanding, having conversations about it, um, and of course, having shows that are more on a positive prospect, because everyone's all into the shock jock effect and debating and complaining and arguing. Nobody focuses on the positive note anymore and how to be a better human being as a whole. And so I've dedicated myself to help people being better human beings, being more positive, living in a more positive light. Mostly because bottom line is, if you're more happy and more just living in the bubble of love, you have more energy than most other people who are always negative, always down, always depressed. It takes a lot of energy to be depressed. It's very draining, and it drains the people around you. And so when you're positive, people around you start to feel more happy, more positive, more peppy, and makes your overall lifestyle much better. Okay, so Janaya, here we go. um, Happy birthday, Janaya. Have a blessed and loving day. Bye. Happy birthday. And so with that too, I do cameos. So if you guys want like a special uh, me singing a birthday song or saying a special note, I do have Cameo. You can get that link through my link tree inside my YouTube profile. I don't even know where they have the profile at on YouTube Live. It should still be on the bottom, right? Yeah, bottom. uh, let's see. You're welcome. Thank you for seeing. Thank you for catching my live. Thank you. Let's see. So Victor, thank you so much, Victor. Okay, I probably do need my glasses, so I don't have to scratch down so much. Uh, this isn't my normal studio setup. I but I do like being outside. It's nice to be outdoors. I love I do a morning walk, and usually for my morning walk, I do my TikTok live show. Um, all right. Let's see if this works. Oh wow, that works way better. All right. What time is it? It is. I don't have my watch. I started at 5 p.m., so it's roughly 5 p.m. So a little bit after 5. So thank you guys for joining me. Just got some little notes here because I don't, some people might not even understand what manipulation is, what it looks like, and then the manipulation also fits along the lines of coercion, where people are using words to manipulate you to do what they want. Um, my whole marriage of 15 years was evolved or revolved around um, being manipulated and coerced into things that I wasn't comfortable with, was against my own morals, and just you know trying to keep them happy and keep the family dynamic going. And it's not a way to live your life. And you've got to see them, acknowledge the problem, and step away. You've got to let it go and step away. Let's see. So we have you ever watched the series Pose? You remind me of Blanca. So I have not watched Pose. I don't watch television or popular television shows. Usually I'll end up watching them like 10 years later when I'm binge watching things. Um, so I have not watched Pose. I don't do pop culture very well, but I have like similar comments on that regard where I remind them or they feel like I resemble certain characters from that show. I have seen that. Hi, later. So excellent question. Is that a part of manipulation? Me being dressed. This is actually not part of manipulation because manipulation is. Um, so manipulation coercion tactics are methods used to influence or control others through various means. So what I'm doing is not influencing anybody else. I'm not like telling other people to. I'm not trying to control anybody else. I'm just doing myself. I'm living my own life, my own personal experiences. Often involving deception, pressure, and exploitation of vulnerabilities. So again, I'm not utilizing anything that's vulnerable on your end or trying to like force you guys to feel vulnerable on your end. You have the freedom to move on to go somewhere else into another live or to another show. Yet again, I'm just focused on myself. I'm not taking advantage of anybody's vulnerabilities or insecurities to make them do something that I want them to do. They can range from subtle psychological tactics to overt threats and intimidation. So the big ones are, of course, generally going to be the psychological tactics, where they're going to use words, which is part of the coercion, to make you, to belittle you, to do what they want you to do. They're going to use the belittling to be like, well, you would feel better if you do it my way, kind of thing. Yes, exactly. Like it's so. Yeah, I don't push being transgender on anybody. I don't think, especially in this climate, like I dissuade it as much as possible. Like I always tell people who are questioning themselves when they come up to me um, that I tell them about the horror stories of it and that it's not going to be an easy road. But if it's truly who you are, then go for it. But if you're just feeling like you want to fit in or you're doing it as a fad, um, you're not. You're gonna hate yourself. You're gonna hate your life, and you're not gonna enjoy any part of the transition. You have to genuinely want to do it for you, and genuinely be who you are if you're gonna change. You're welcome later. No, I appreciate the questions. I don't mind anyone having different points of views. Everyone lives and grows up in different outlooks in their own personal lives. So I don't have any problems with having people having oppositions or disliking me for who I am. Um, my issue is when they try to manipulate, coerce me, or change me and force me to change who I am per their own beliefs. And that's where you get into the wrongfulness of it. You get into people, playing the victim, gaslighting, love bombing, emotional manipulation, lying and deception. Um, they do triangulation, so they have a third party involved to get you to like. So there are times where it's good, where you're genuinely trying to help somebody who's going down a wrong path. That's not manipulating somebody in a negative way. You're trying to save them and help them. Um, But if you're trying to, manipulate them in a way that's going to be harmful to them, uh, then that's where it becomes a problem. Da, da, da. Ta-ta for now. At first I was going to be like, I don't know acronyms, oh no, but I do know that one because that's from Winnie the Pooh. Unico, thank you for coming. Appreciate you. Thanks for joining. So I do have some of my followers on TikTok rolling on in. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. I am a little bit later, but depending on how well the live and the comments go, I might go ahead and continue doing my lives later here on YouTube. This might be more beneficial. Being able to reach a broader audience and talk to more people and spread my bubbly, happy personality to more people this way. I might stick to it to the later time frame. So today's topic, if you didn't see it in the title bubble, this is Real Talk with Miss Sparkle, where I do keep things real, raw, and fresh. I'm not afraid of a topic or a comment or a question, so I'm an open book. I have nothing to hide, but I also do that's keep things respectful. Don't be so like bullying or harassing. Definitely don't spam. And we do have a younger audience, so do watch out for what you do. Right, keep it in the PG-13 range. Yeah, PG-13, not so much PG, but PG-13, PG-14. um, so that'll be yeah, just keeping respectful towards the audience. So today we're on manipulation and coercion. Um, so we're going to go over the bullet points on manipulation and coercion. And this is actually a lot broader than I expected. Wow. Um, so I'm just going to touch on like the basic bullet point things and try to give some examples of what those might be and what they might look like per my experience. Because I can guarantee you all of these, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, all 26 of these, I am pretty sure my ex-wife put me through. I can, without even looking at it, I can say 100% of those, all of them, all 26 tactics were used on me throughout the 15 years of my marriage. That's a pretty bold statement. I'm going to stick to it. And I might go ahead and read all 26 and give you examples of what she did, of how that fits in. Oh, man. But if I'm going to do it, I do deal in positivity talks, motivational speaking. I generally used to teach motivational speaking in sales, teaching people how to um, sell better by being better human beings, having genuine connections, and being honest rather than coercive and lying and manipulating. So I used to teach on skills to be an honest salesperson and to increase your sales through honesty. And I know it works because I was the number one top seller for a used car dealership that sold salvaged cars at that. So being the number one salesperson in a company that sells salvaged title cars, and it boiled down to just being honest. Like I was upfront, honest, told them everything was wrong, told them everything that was fixed, um, took them for a drive, closed the sale. Super easy. Honesty does sell better than lying and coercion. Um, in life as a whole, honesty does better than manipulation and lying. Yeah, it's okay if you don't agree. Like I just know I've lived my life this way for the past 8 years. No, wait, where am I at? We're at 8 years. Yeah, last 8 years, living wholly honestly and not lying. Um, well, realistically, only 3 years because I started my transition 3 years ago. So that's when I finally stopped lying to myself, which is what my kids point out to me. Um, they're like, "That was such a great story." Um, so we were sitting down. Okay, it's a whole story. So during the divorce, so we're in the split up stages of a divorce. I have the kids. We're making dinner, and I'm still devastated by kicking her out. And so I break down crying. We're making cookies. We just made pizza, like homemade keto pizza, and we're making some keto cookies, some almond cookies, almond chocolate chip cookies at that, and and then so almond chocolate chip cookies and almond M&M cookies. All the memories popping in. I started breaking down crying and sitting down on the floor. They all come sit around me. I have 4 kids. So at this time, my oldest was 12. So they'll come around, sitting around me. Wait, 13, 13? This was in 21, 8. Wow. Yeah, so oldest was 13. Oldest was 13. Um, and then the youngest was 5. oldest 13, youngest 5. We're sitting down, and like we're having this heart-to-heart conversation, talking about having a good time, enjoying making the cookies, and they're like, "It's okay, you'll be fine." Um, and then my number 2, who was 10, was like, "You just need to stop lying to yourself." And I'm like, or no, "You need to stop lying." And I'm like, "I don't understand what you're talking about. You know I don't lie." And they all chime in like, "Yeah, we know you don't lie. You know you're really honest to us, but you need to stop lying to yourself." And that one came out of my oldest one. Oldest one's like, "Yeah, you need to stop lying to yourself." It's like they all planned this to have this intervention. I was like, what the heck is going on here? I'm having an intervention for my children. um, so like, "Yeah, stop lying to yourself." The youngest one chimes in, "Yeah, Daddy, stop lying to yourself." I was like, what the hell? Little 5-year-old chimes in. So we go get up, sit on the table, start eating cookies and having this deeper conversation. And we send them off to bed. So they do their usual nighttime stuff, brushing their teeth, changing clothes, and getting their clothes ready for school the next day, and going off to bed. Um, and so I roll into bed, and I'm just like in shock that they said something like this, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm sitting there staring at the ceiling like, I'm lying to myself? How am I lying to myself? And I start reflecting on my past and who I am, and I remember like 7, 8-year-old me saying like, so I don't know anything about transition. I don't know anything about it. I don't understand what it is. Um, but I understand that I wasn't a boy, and I'm like crying, 8 years old, and like, why am I like in this body? Like, I wish I should just be a girl. This is just all wrong. What is going on here? Um, and then I remembered me telling myself, like, I don't think I can do this. Like, no one's gonna allow it. Like, I know my mom's not gonna let me. Um, I'll just suck it up, try to live my first half of my life as a guy, and then change later. Like, I'll figure out when I can do it later. I'll figure this out. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, all right, I've lived long enough in the wrong body, in the wrong sex. I need to fix this and stop lying to myself. And so, so that brought me out of that little out of that little slump. But it's so wild that like my kids are telling me they can see me, they know who I am. Stop lying to myself. I'm like, what the heck? And they're like, "You're more mommy than mommy is. Like, stop lying to yourself." I'm like, this is just wild. It was just totally crazy experience. Coming from who doesn't know what transgender is, coming from an adult who has no clue what transgender is, I understand intersex. I understand, um, um, the basic science of male female, but I didn't understand of like transitioning, changing your outward gender was considered transgender. I really didn't know that. Like my first 6 months of transitioning, I never said I was transgender. I was just like, oh, I'm just, male to female. Like, I don't know. I'm not transgender. Um, and then I finally learned what transgender was when I started researching other genders and other other stuff. And that's when I finally knew. I was like, wow, this is crazy. um, but back on topic. But thank you for your questions. Thank you for participating in the comments. I appreciate you guys. Feel free to, keep throwing out little comments. If you like the live, go ahead and like the live. I'm only here for about an hour, so we got 35 more minutes. So today's topic again, we're on manipulation and coercion. So manipulation and coercion tactics are methods used to influence or control others through various means, often involving deception, pressure, and exploitation of vulnerabilities. So usually people in the intuitive sense, so introverts generally are the biggest targets of manipulators. because they show more vulnerabilities, even though sometimes they might not have vulnerabilities, but they do seem to show more vulnerabilities. But they can range from subtle psychological tactics to overt threats and intimidation. One big manipulation tactic is playing the victim. So, in playing the victim, individuals portray themselves as helpless or unfairly treated to gain sympathy, avoid responsibility. That's a big key there, avoiding responsibility, and so to manipulate outcomes in their favor. So, you get people who understand if they look like the victim, they understand as a whole we're a social society and most people want to help others. They don't want to see people suffering. They don't want to you know, they want to help somebody else. They want to help out. So, a lot of the times, these people learn early on that they can use that um, victimization tactic to get what they want, be it from their parents. If their parents say no, they cry and act like a victim to their siblings, so their sibling can go like sneak it and get it for them. Um, use these kinds of tactics. Sadly, um, some people in big cities will utilize these tactics to tourists or people from out of country. They'll go ahead and take advantage of those people because they don't necessarily understand the body languages or the decorum of the country they're in. So they'll play a victim and act like they're in trouble or weak or need help and money or a ride somewhere. And then, you go to help them out and give them a ride. And the next thing you know, they're robbing you and taking your purse or your wallet, Yeah. So these are like some scary victimizations. This one, playing the victim. So my ex did this by acting like and stating regularly that she was the least favorite daughter out of the six in the household. Like she never got anything that she wanted. That she was never able to experience life or to have fun. Couldn't go out past 8 o'clock. Had to be home by 10 if she was out late. Um, and so she would utilize those like vulnerabilities and uh, um, to make me say, well, oh, yeah, sure, let's go out late, or well, we can't leave the kids home alone, so you go ahead and go out. And she'd go out just to sleep with somebody else. um, Instead of appreciating the life that she had and understanding the safety concerns her parents had and loving the life she has now. She played a victim and act like she never got anything she wanted. They would never take her to Taco Bell because nobody liked Taco Bell, so they always had to go get like Del Taco instead. Like they never got Taco Bell, so she ended up torturing me with Taco Bell because I don't like Taco Bell either. But I do love and respect her, so yeah, we'd go eat Taco Bell every once in a while. I don't really see anything wrong with that one. That one's not too bad because it's not like something that's harmful to somebody else or meaning to do harm. But I don't know. Taco Bell is pretty harmful, right? Another one, gaslighting. Um, so gaslighting, planting seeds of doubt and uncertainty in someone's mind to make them question their own perception and sanity. This can involve denying events that occurred, twisting facts, or minimizing their feelings. Um, this one's a big one because casting doubt on somebody's core beliefs or their experience of the situation is extremely detrimental to certain people's mentality and how they deal with people moving forward. This one's really a hard one to heal from because then you just don't understand you start losing trust in people. You don't understand who's being genuine and who's being disingenuous. Like you just start losing trust and you don't believe it anyone says. Um, with gaslighting, take care, Unico. I feel like playing the victim is doesn't it all of them are harmful in some way, but this is one of those ones that are used a lot today, and can be one of the worst detrimentals to society. Um, just because, again, it plants those seeds of doubt. So then you don't necessarily remember the situation a certain way. Um, so So she had coerced me into agreeing to an open marriage. Um, Early in our marriage, she had started an affair. I had suspicions that she was having an affair, but she kept lying and saying, "No, they're just friends. They're just friends. We're not doing it. We're not doing anything. We're hanging out with multiple people. We're never alone together." Um, Come to find out, that was all a lie, but only found that out like at the end of our marriage. Um, but after that situation, when they were done with their little fling, um, she started asking about having an open marriage, and I didn't know what that was. Like, I don't know who openly understands what that is in today's society, probably a little bit more, just because like the whole polyamory thing's gotten bigger. But back in, I guess it's early 2000s, um, I don't know, like, I know it's been around longer than that, been around since like the 60s, but I had no clue anything about it. I've never heard of it. Um, so that's something that went against my morality, and I would say no. And so eventually I ended up saying yes, but after a while I told her, like, no, I'm done with this. I can't keep doing this. And she would gaslight me, saying that I was the one that always wanted this and that I never wanted to stop. And Um, so plant that seed of doubt of like, wait, what did I say? This was like 10 years ago. I can't remember, but I swore. No, I know I didn't say that because it's against my morality. Like, I am very monogamous, very loyal. I don't do cheating, and I can't be with multiple people. It just doesn't, it bothers me. Um, so I know, like, I said this, I know it hit. Um, But that was her tactic to gaslight me and make me be like question my belief in how our marriage dynamic was, for her just to essentially draw somebody else into the bedroom, so she could sleep with somebody else. So it's sad because the majority of these are her manipulating to sleep with somebody else. Oh my gosh. Uh, Love bombing. Oh, that one hits me every time. So this is why I say no to everybody who tries to ask me out on a date, um, because I need time for myself. When I first met her, um, I did not want to date or be with anybody. I just got out of a 2-year relationship that didn't really end too great. Um, Another person who cheated when they were in the army. Um, and so like So when we first were going out, not going out, but first meeting each other, she used this love bomb tactic. Um, so like she was constantly like being there, giving me lots of hugs, and like to get my attention, she licked my face, and I was like, I told you no, I'm not dating, but that one got my attention the most, and I was like, whatever. So we started dating, and she was like super nice and affectionate, and like oh, all about giving gifts. And then people can only fake that sort of thing um, for no more than 2 weeks. You know, if you're gonna date somebody, you gotta get past the 2 weeks because once you get past the 2 weeks, it's too hard to keep a lie running longer than 2 weeks. So that's when you started figuring out like the real her a little bit, or seeing that she didn't really care about my emotions or my feelings. She just wanted the prize being with me because everybody else in the workspace wanted to be with me, and I was saying no to everybody. So she just wanted to have that one up on everyone. Um, and like yeah, I'll probably stop there. This is getting too much. um, like I said, I could go off all 26 and have an example of how she utilized those tactics against me. She was a very manipulative person, controlling person. and very skilled at being manipulative because she's been doing it her whole life with her parents and her sisters. Pepperoncinis. Spicy. So, welcome everybody. So today we're going over manipulation and coercion tactics. So those are some examples that happened to me. We're talking about playing the victim, gaslighting, and love bombing. Um, so how do you like deal with those ones? So people playing the victim, those are very tough to spot. Ideally, if it's somebody you don't know, um, don't take what they say for face value. Don't try to be the savior or the hero. And get to the bottom of the actual dilemma. Find the facts. Find the facts. So you want to ask direct yes/no questions and direct factual fact-finding questions. So nothing that's like open-ended. Don't let them answer with a question or open-ended statement. You want things that would just be concise and literal, because if they are truly using a victim tactic and they aren't the victim, um, then they will not be able to be. They won't put themselves in a spot that's going to be direct. Because one of the big things about manipulators is that they're never going to give you a true, honest, direct answer. They're always going to try to beat around the bush in some way, shape, or form. The gaslighter, that's a tough one, because if you're a vulnerable type of person and you're an extremely empathetic person, that's why that really hurts, because that hits to your inner core and your inner being, and it makes you question yourself, and that's why that one is so detrimental, because starts you making questioning yourself. You remember things, because they'll totally like turn things around. They're like, oh, I know you're right, but you're not remembering this. But that was actually this color, not that color. So little things they'll try to get you to think that you're wrong. So then the bigger thing is wrong, because you're like, well, if I can't remember this little point correctly and that little thing correctly, maybe they are right. Maybe I'm not remembering this whole thing correctly. So like they use that against you. Start building those seeds of doubt, and then they'll, ultimately get their way. Thing is, you got to stand firm, and your memories of situations stand firm in who you are, with your moral values, your ethics, your moral compass, your inner core self. You got to stand firm, keep those boundaries there, and like, oh, I'm sorry, like, yeah, we have a different point of view on this situation. There's no solution to this. Sorry, you just got to cut them off, and that's it. Because they're going to continue to gaslight you and use that one little seed of doubt to let it grow and expand. It's hard for people who are true empaths and people who are compassionate, because you want to help, you want to be there, but they're going to keep tearing you down. So you got to set your boundaries and stand up for yourself. The love bombing, that's an easy one to spot, where they're just throwing all this love at you up front, because in 2 weeks it's not going to be there. Um, this is why, like, when I meet new people, I'm very realistic and upfront. I don't allow them to give me gifts early on. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Don't give me anything. I don't need anything. Um, I had a guy on this, like, trying to get a second date. He tried to give me a ring. I was like, I don't wear rings. No, like, I don't. No, I don't do ownership. So sorry, I'm not gonna wear your ring. You can give it to somebody else. Um, like, so people, especially controlling, manipulative people, are always gonna use this love bombing tactic early on in the relationship, when they're trying to get somebody else to control, to be their puppet for a relationship. Like, love bombing thing is a huge one for um, manipulators who just want to abuse somebody else, because they're feeling, yeah, Yes, like they are sad. Yes, they're having inner problems. They feel bad about themselves. Um, but that's something they have to deal with themselves. They have to build self worth, love in themselves. So I tell my followers and my viewers to take the task of telling yourself, I love you on a regular basis. Uh, so right now on TikTok, we're doing a 90 days of self improvement. So you're going to build self confidence in yourself. And the number one thing that we're focusing on is telling yourself, I love you. And for this technique to work, you have to do it for more than 2 weeks. But I also know during the first time trying to do it, um, you're just not going to feel up to doing it on a regular basis. And the first few times you're going to cry and break down, and you're going to feel guilty. You're going to feel like it doesn't feel right. You're going to feel like you're being selfish. So it doesn't work. It's very hard. So that's why I chose to do 90 days. It takes 2 weeks to build up a good habit, but it's going to take time to get to that 2 weeks of doing it steadily every day, of being able to look yourself in the eyes and say, I love you, without looking away. It's going to take time. So once you get to that point, then you got 2 weeks of making it a habit. Then after that point, you continue to do it to keep continuing building self worth in yourself and self confidence. So the tactic is you're going to go to a mirror, look into that mirror, look at yourself into your eyes, focus on yourself, think about yourself. Don't think about anybody else. Don't worry about anybody else. You're thinking of you. And you're going to look in the mirror, look into your left eye, because your left eye goes into your logical side of your brain. And you're going to tell yourself, I love you. It's extremely hard to do. Again, the first few times you're going to look away, look down, you're going to fall apart and start crying. You're going to break down into tears. You're going to um, feel shame, feel like you're being selfish. It's going to feel guilty. Those are all perfectly fine. Those are all normal. But once you start saying I love you, and you're looking at yourself and you're saying it into your left eye and you're saying it genuinely, you're going to feel good about yourself. And it's going to make you feel great. And you're going to start being more positive in your life. You're going to start smiling more. You're going to not be afraid to tell people I love them, and genuinely love people in your family, in your household, in your circle, in your friends. And life is going to start to pick up and be better. Now I need a tissue. So now we reached the end of the show, where we reach the portion where we're just doing Q&A, where I answer your questions. So come on in, ask your questions, and we'll go through. Yeah, we'll answer them. Again, we're on the topic for the day is manipulation and coercion, but this is also Real Talk with Miss Sparkle, where I do keep things real, raw, and fresh. I am an open book with nothing to hide, so you can ask anything. Um, if it's a little bit disrespectful, like any question's okay. Like there's no question off the line. Um, I don't have any issues with anything. I do have to keep it within guidelines for being on air and being here for who knows how long it'll be on YouTube. Oh, my nose is running. It's getting cold. um, but yeah, so I do have to keep things respectful for others. But any question is perfectly fine, perfectly okay. Um, I do specialize in uh, like positivity talks, um, helping people with sales and improving their sales. I've been in the fitness and nutrition industry for over 25 years. We're at year 27. So exciting. uh, I started off in personal training, then went into aerobics, and then I specialized in aqua aerobics. So I like extremely, yeah, I specialize in special aerobics mostly, understanding how water works with the human body and how it's one of the best ways for exercise and for rehabilitation. And then I also specialize in nutrition, dealing with lectin-free and ketogenic lifestyles. Outside of that, I'm just a social media blabber. Just talk about absolutely nothing all day long. But I do focus again on positivity, dealing with narcissists, dealing with toxic people, working with bullies to help them understand that help walk them through a process to where they can see the problem and hopefully guide them to want to seek help to heal themselves and hopefully become a better person. Because, as you know, being who I am on social media, yeah, I come across a lot of bullies and people who are have their own inner turmoils and inner problems that they're dealing with. You know, you got to remember a lot of times these trolls and bullies that come on um, chat sites, they're just venting. They haven't they're venting. They're not confronting their own inner demons and their own problems. They're just projecting it onto other people to put somebody else down, to make somebody else feel bad about themselves because they are having some kind of problem with their own life. They feel bad about their own selves and they can't see it. They're not going to acknowledge it, so they're not seeking help. Or they're afraid to seek help because they still have the negative stigma about um, seeing a therapist or talking to people, like opening up and talking. Um, this is why the Catholic religion is so focused on the sacrament of a confession, because they have doctorate studying and understanding why it's important to talk and let things go. It relieves stress and it helps you be happier and live a happier life. You know, talking about traumatic events or talking about problems, talking about things that are bothering you, and having somebody tell you it's okay, it relieves a big weight off your shoulders. Um, so, like, a proven study is like people who talk more about their problems have less stress and they have less pain and strain in their shoulders and their upper back. Um, People who keep things bottled in and don't open up and don't see a therapist, don't, you know, um, go to church and talk to people, they have like more stiff shoulders. They're always on edge. They have things bottled up there, so they're having digestive problems. They're having back problems, and like the problems just keep building up. You know, they're having shoulder problems because they're keeping things bottled in. They're not talking. They're not relieving stress. They're so stressed. They have high blood pressure. Uh, yeah, just talk. Let it out. It's okay. So right now, again, around Q&A. Come on over. My name is Gigi Sparkle, the goddess of happiness from the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I am currently in the frigid Southern California. Ooh, it's getting cold. So, again, I'm going to do 10 more minutes. And we're going to call it a show. Today's topic was manipulation and coercion. We were only able to get through 3 of the big topics on manipulation. We didn't go over anything in the, there's 26 of them, in various ways of manipulating, coercing. Okay, this is what I get. Eating a spicy pepper and drinking bubbly soda. And now I have all these bubbles giving me hiccups. Oh my gosh. Thank you very much for joining, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. I know there's millions of other shows out there, and you probably have your own regular shows that you like to go out and watch. So thank you for joining me. I'm thinking I'm not going to do this every day here. It's going to be a lot of work trying to do this every... Oh. There's other shows I like to watch too, that's why it's hard. Because this 5 o'clock time slot might work for me. I could enjoy this 5 o'clock time slot. It seems very nice. But then I'm gonna miss my my regular. I have a few regulars who come on at the 2 o'clock time slot, so I'm torn. And I can't talk 2 to 5 because the chat's not there. I need more conversation. I need more conversation. There's only so much I gotta ramble about myself on, you know? There's only so much. Alright, let's put these away. Now that I can't see anything, I'll bring you guys a little bit closer. So I can see a little bit. I really can't see you right now. That's crazy, because like, I generally don't need the glasses. My eyes do get, I have astigmatism, and it's not that bad. 0.25 and 0.5, not too bad. So I can see. Just like over time it gets worse, and so I wear them to help recenter my guys, and then it'll be a little bit better for a while. Right now, that didn't work. So this is what we're getting right now. Can I swap the camera? There it is. I like that button, really nice. Yeah, this is not nice background. So we got the clouds rolling in, coming in from the west coast. So the beach is over that way. So the clouds are coming in from the clouds. Oh. So it's gonna get worse. So, oh, there you go, there we go. Right back over here. The clouds are actually really thick. That dark gray stuff right there, it's actually the cloud line. Above it's actually the sky. So we got some rain clouds coming in. So we're supposed to get, oh yeah, the mountains really got the snow. You can get right in the middle here. Right there. The gray, that's the mountain right there. I can't really see the mountains. There's the clouds covering them quite a bit. So yeah, so you got some clouds. So it's gonna start raining shortly. So I thought it was gonna rain already, so it's a little slow, it's a little behind. It's probably 30 minutes out though for those clouds that I showed you on that side. Although they might be blow upward and towards the mountains and completely miss us. But either way, the mountains are gonna get snow. The Sierra Nevadas are gonna get a lot of snow, 100 feet of snow. And so it's about to get really cold, and it's gonna rain for approximately 3 days. I'm not looking forward to that because I do not like the cold. I'm not a big fan of the snow, and I currently don't have a car, so I'll be walking, and so it's gonna be really cold. Yeah, it's gonna be really cold. I'm not looking forward to that. Not one iota. But thank you guys so much for your time. I'm Gigi Sparkle, the goddess of happiness. Remember, guys, it's much better to smile. It's a choice to be happy. Choose happiness and kindness and spread joy to people around you. When you're out and about, give somebody a compliment. Anybody. Not only is that little compliment going to bring joy to their heart, it's also going to bring joy to your heart as well. Don't forget to get your 12 hugs a day. It's a clinical study saying a minimum of 12 hugs for 30 seconds improves your self-worth, self-confidence, and in youth it improves their self-confidence in themselves and feeling loved. So they're less likely to look for love outside of the home, get married prematurely, or having kids prematurely. Builds more wholesome, loving adults. Don't forget to tell them you love them. Don't forget to look yourself in the eyes in the mirror to tell yourself, I love you. It's okay to love yourself. That's how you build self-confidence in yourself. So don't be afraid to tell yourself, I love you. Remember, we're doing a 90-day challenge of looking in the mirror, looking into your left eye, because your left eye is your logical eye, right eye is your artistic eye. So you're going to look into your left eye, so it goes into the logical side of your brain and absorbs that information, and you're going to tell yourself, I love you. Thank you so very much for your time. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are so amazing. I am Gigi Sparkle, the goddess of happiness, and I'm sparking out. Bye! You guys are great. Thank you. It's getting dark, so it's hard to see me. There's an off button. Oh, why is it gonna be way over there? Gotta change hands.